Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I will be continuing the gameplay commentary series, considering that it has been a while since I've uploaded for this particular series. I think it's been about a month, and I will be kicking it off with a photographer video, which I know most of you have missed because it's been a while. But ever since then, photographer has received a new skin as well as a new buff, slight buff to his hitbox. So ever since then, that's what's been going on. I do apologize for my lack of gameplay videos for photographer. I don't know if you've realized or not, but I am no longer even close to top 100 photographer. Right now I am ranked 333, I believe, from the last time I did check. Going from top 1 photographer to 333 is a lot, not gonna lie, but the reason is because I do find more of a success rate playing Feaster as well as Bloody Queen. And using them, obviously they are a higher tier than Photo. I'm not saying Photo isn't viable anymore, but to me, I just find it really hard to win matches with him, and that's why I started using these other characters more. Don't get me wrong, Photo is still a great hunter in my opinion. I mean, we've seen him win tournaments before, or matches in tournaments, such as last year for Summer Tournament with Blue against AO, and we also saw it this year in Koa, so that hunter also did get a 4-man. So like I said, he's still a viable character. But to me, I am trying to get into this competitive viewpoint, and I'm trying to broaden my horizons by picking up different hunters. And when you pick up different hunters, it's really hard to get to number 1 because you do have to grind a lot, and I don't have the time for grinding at this point. But anyways, do not discredit this gameplay. I am still playing against high tier survivors, and they are great survivors as well. They do pull off some nice moves in the video you're about to watch, so keep that in mind. But if anything, just let me know if you want to see more photographer gameplay. I do have a couple of videos saved from him, and maybe I can start like a Throwback Thursday kind of series, I don't know, where I upload gameplay for a photographer. But just let me know, I do have a lot of those. And with that being said, like I always do say, enough with the jibber jabber, let's get on with the video. Alright, so first things first, remember, get to your camera at the start of every match. I've always said Arms is his best map, and that is because you can find his camera right there. It took me like 3 seconds. Once you do that, you start looking for people into the photo world. You can, right now I'm doing the searching method, I'm not doing the jump scare method, and pretty good because no one was in middle. I do find the priestess, and normally I do usually hit them at least once, but I'm playing a little different this time, and I do want to go ahead and chair the priestess. I do start looking for people. I see that perfumer is over there, and I find mech as well. So like everyone is right close by each other, which is pretty good for me. And right here, I do try to jump scare, but as you see, no one's there. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and get a hit off the mechanic. And I go back out and I'm like, I still have tinnitus. And literally right behind the crate was Mech's bot. So right now we are off to a pretty good start. Mech can't really decode right now. She's has to rely on her bot now due to Priestess being damaged. So right here you do see that she did place the bot. She also dropped the pallet over there. Well, no, she hasn't yet. She will though. I do get it down. And then right here she does drop the pallet. Smart move on her part because now I can't go through that doorway and hit her bot down. I have to just chair her. If I do start pursuing her bot, then she can kite longer with it, and it's gonna waste more time. But I do get basement, and right now we are off to, honestly, a really good start, because right at that point, I mean, it's photo basement, like, come on. You have to, I mean, you don't have to win, but you have the upper hand right there. You do take another picture right thereafter to slow down the decoding. And right here, I'm just looking out. I don't try to venture out too far because of tinnitus. I know it's because of the robot, but you never know. Like, these survivors can always come in out of nowhere, and I never know where their locations are at because, I mean, they can hide pretty well. I do see here though that the Cypher was popped, and I'm like, alright, they're not gonna save mech until after half. So I'm like, let me go into here. Since it was popped, I know that someone was there when I took the picture, and I do find the perfumer. So I'm like, alright, let's go ahead and share her. And let me see, I'm like, let's see if anyone's gonna go for rescue on the mechanic, which no one did. So at this point, I'm like, all right, they're not going to come for rescue. Let me go ahead and go back to Photo World because I know that someone's going to try to rescue this photo clone. And I didn't go through that palette because obviously I knew she was there. At this point, I did think to myself a little too much. Try not to do that often because right here, I was thinking, will I get the chair or not? Had I not thought about it too long, I probably might have gotten the chair off and she would have been down. But since I doubted myself too much, it made that error for me, and now I have to waste more time chasing the perfumer right over here. So this over here, a lot of survivors do like to loop this area, and it's because of those two pallets. So it's kind of good for me because I have my time jump trick, and over here she does use that because I'm assuming she thinks I'm gonna blink, which I didn't. But I go right over here, I use it, she hears that, and she's like, all right, let me double back. I blink. That was the worst blink ever. Don't do that. But yeah, I messed up my blink. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get back from this. And I time jump and I am able to get her down. And now I'm like, all right, let me go for this Merc. The reason is like, I do want to get a hit off of Merc, but if I don't get a hit, at least I get him to use an elbow pad. And now I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and take a picture, slow down that decoding. There's only 2 survivors right now that can't decode. There's only going to be 1 decoding right after this because someone does have to rescue. So this game already at this point is kind of like a GG's already. And the Merc here, what he's doing right now is he is looping me. He does hear that. I try to cancel it, and because I see him double backing, he does get a good juke off of me. With that one juke, he gets so much time. It's like, ugh. And he does elbow pad away. So what he's doing is he's just trying to waste more time with that hit, and now he's able to rescue. So pretty good on his part, wasting more time so his other teammate could decode. Unfortunately, I do get the hit off the perfumer, and she does go into Photo World just to waste more time, but Photo World is about to end. I don't go through that palette because they can always palette stun. I mean, she could have dropped it, and I mean, she has nothing to lose. She already got hit. But like I said, Photo World does collapse, so I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and share this perfumer. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I am going to start trying to predict the save route. I see that Merc is decoding over there, so I'm like, all right, this priestess has to come either from both of these ciphers right over here on this side of the map. And I do find her, so I was able to predict that correctly. She goes through her portal, and she gets more distance. Had I gotten an earlier hit, I probably would have been able to catch up to her, but now, since I did waste my blink, I will not be able to stuff the rescue. If I did have my blink, I could have stuffed that, but I don't. So right here, she's trying to body block for her teammate. I don't know how much her Cypher is primed, but what she was probably trying to do is body block, give the Merc more time to finish his Cypher, and have him head over to her Cypher that she was almost done with. As you can see, Merc's Cypher was at 91, but it didn't work out. So I was able to get her down, and now the perfumer is dead. So as you know, I'm like, all right, let's start going for the 4-man at this point. They do need 1 Cypher left, and like I said, I don't know how primed it is. If it is primed, he can't pop it right now, because if he does, then I have detention and I can hit him down in 1 hit. And that's the good thing about Photographer again, is that he's the only hunter that can down a healthy Merc with no damage with detention due to his damage output. Any other hunter like Bonbon, Spider with their 0.25 damage, like for them, you kind of need to stack that up, or you need to have at least 1.25 before you actually hit them with detention. So that's the thing. I do try to fake out my blink right here. I want him to hear that sound cue so he can go ahead and think I'm gonna blink, and I want him to vault over, but he doesn't. He does elbow pad away, and I'm like, all right, gets the rescue. Let me just use my blink and chair this Merc. The Merc has not been chaired, so I do have a lot of time to work with in order to catch this priestess. But Dungeon is right there, so she kind of has no option. She does try to go for the rescue, but obviously she's damaged, and that's a GG right there. This match didn't have too many amazing gameplay moments. It was more just like me getting basement for the mech where no one was gonna rescue. But there were a few points you could have taken away from this match. So, just think on that a little bit. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm really excited because we finally get to play Galatea tonight due to maintenance, and I'm so ready to try her out in 1v1s and hopefully get used to her next week for ranking. But expect to see some gameplay of her because to me, she looks like a really cool hunter, and I am ready to try her out. But if anything, guys, just good luck on your matches out there, and I'll see y'all soon.